Adam Schefter reporting Texans. They are not activating running back Joe Mixon by Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern, that'd be 3 p.m. local time deadline, making him ineligible to play at least the first four games in the Texans due to that ankle injury. Mixon isn't going to be out there the first 4 weeks, boys.
Not a surprise, boys.
Yeah, you didn't think the first 4, not a surprise? Once we hadn't seen him, I knew he wasn't playing week 1. I knew that wasn't happening. 4 weeks, it's absolutely on the tape.
Well, you got to look at this thing as, to me, how are you able, when a team is preparing to play a game, and look, in 2025, the Wednesday, Thursday practices aren't near what they used to be. And so how do you ramp a running back up in season with the lack of physicality that is the week of prep for a game? It's just borderline impossible. So the fact that he's missed so much tells me that, that he's going to need an extended amount of time, even if he is healthy in 2 weeks. Even if he is physically able to go, he's going to need a couple of weeks just to get his wind and just figure things out. And we haven't seen him on a practice field at all. Doesn't mean he wasn't there in Greenbrier. Doesn't mean he wasn't there one of the practices that we weren't at. But he has not been. I've not seen a report of him being on the practice field at all. So he's a ways away from being on the field. Here is what that reserve non-football injury list is.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing.
The reserve non-football injury list is an NFL roster designation for players unable to practice due to a football-related injury or illness sustained outside of official team activities, such as an old college injury or accident during games like this, according to the list.
Which is different from the PUP list, which is for football-related injuries that players have sustained during the team activity.
It sounds like Joe Mixon hurt something beyond what went on last year during a workout session, possibly, that was outside of a Texan-sanctioned workout. So, but nonetheless, here is really what matters for all of us fans out here is players on the reserve NFI list do not count against a team's 53-man roster, but they must miss at least the first 4 regular season games. Now, after the initial 4-game absence, they enter a 3-week practice window in which they could be activated. If they're not activated in that 3-week window, they have to remain on that list for the rest of the season. So really the key is weeks 5 through 7, right? If he's not ready to go by then, he's got to stay out. He's going to miss the entire season. So while I hate that the Texans are going to start without their star running back, but I've got those weeks 5, 6, and 7, which 6 is a bye week. 5, 6, and 7, those 3 weeks right there starred, because that means if he ain't back by then, you're losing for the season.
Again, if you just missed it, Tyler coming through with the breaking news. Texans are not activating running back Joe Mixon by Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline, making him ineligible to play at least the first 4 games this season due to an ankle injury. So that is out for the first 4 games, and this obviously helps the case for a guy like Dameon Pierce to make the roster.
Yep.
This helps playing time for a guy like Woody Marks, who folks like Andre Ware were really excited about after he scored his touchdown over the weekend. This is clearly a blow, but I think obviously a blow that they had been prepping and prepared for. Well, right outside of it, but right now, as we said last week, they appear to want to be more of a team that focuses on the run game, and that they want to be more physical in the run game. And this is your top guy.
Yeah. And
you're turning to Nick Chubb, kind of coming off injury, looks a little different than he did in his prime, and then possibly Dameon Pierce, who hasn't really put it together since his rookie year.
Look, I hope my feels for Nick Chubb are more accurate than most people's out there. Because it's whether you anticipated the Joe Mixon, injury lasting longer than expected or not. You're a team that is you absolutely 100% have to fix your pass protection, and the answer was Cam Robinson, Ed Ingram, Laken Tomlinson, and Jake Andrews. right?
Yeah.
You're a team that is you planted the flag. We're going to run the football better. And now all of a sudden there's no Joe Mixon and there's a Nick Chubb that many believe is nowhere near what he once was. And so now you got to look up and say, okay, well, it's Dameon Pierce or Woody Marks are going to be the guys, or Dare Ogunbowale are going to be the guys that you establish this run with out of the gate August 25th. Yeah. Like it's the reality of the Texans. But boy, you want to talk about offensively, you've got a couple of issues that you've just flat out got to get right, and you've got to improve drastically. And your answers, again, are Laken Tomlinson, Jake Andrews, Ed Ingram, Cam Robinson, Woody Marks, a fourth-round running back, and a banged-up Nick Chubb.
Yeah, they're going to really need Dameon Pierce and Woody Marks to take steps forward. I don't let, as someone here on YouTube and Twitch, can't have Nick Chubb carry it 20 times a game. I don't think that's going to be the plan, but they're going to need those other guys to be ready to contribute something, right? You desperately need Dameon Pierce to contribute more, and they might have to turn to Dare. But you're definitely going to need Dameon Pierce to contribute more than 2.8, 2.6 yards a carry that he was kind of getting in his two attempts.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Ron. This doesn't change much for me on the Dameon Pierce front. Like, I still don't know that they're going to keep Dameon Pierce.
Oh, then if that is the case, they're going to need somebody else behind Nick Chubb.
Well, look, let's be honest. I can't text you, Red, talking about Nick Chubb in 20. If Nick Chubb can't carry the football 20 times in an NFL game, what are we doing?
I don't know if that's.
What are we doing? I'm not saying that it's ideal, but like, if we don't feel good, like, I feel really good about Nick Chubb getting 20 carries. Now the game's going to dictate whether Nick Chubb gets 20 or if he's on the field long enough to get 20 carries. I don't know how that's going to work, but like, if the game plays out in a way that, hey man, we're going to turn around and feed this thing to Nick Chubb, and the thought is, I don't know if Nick Chubb can go get 20 carries. I mean, what the hell were you doing? What are we doing?
Well, I think what they were doing was Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb are going to be. But you've clearly known that Joe Mixon for an extended period of time now was not. Adam Schefter tried to leak this report a month ago. Ian Rappaport. I want to give.
I'm sorry, Ian. I don't know, Ron. For me, man, I don't say that saying Texans, what the hell are y'all doing? I'm saying it in a sense of like, and I guess part of my confidence is that I have confidence in Nick and D'Amico. Surely you're not going to come in and talk about establishing a run and being a more physical offense and bring in Nick Chubb and then go, yeah, man, but he ain't, I don't think he can go 20 times in a game. 20 carries?
Yeah, to me, maybe one. To me, if Nick Chubb is having to bang out an average of 20 carries in these 4 weeks over a period of time, I don't know that you're getting the best out of Nick Chubb that you can get. I wonder.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that money write that check to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't. If you think the Texans are nervous right now about feeding Nick Chubb
20 times a game?
Well, however many times.
I think a certain amount of times. I don't like last year.
No, I mean a heavy load though, Ron. Like if they get in a game and it's a tight ball game, they got a 7-point lead. They're going to run the ball and play defense. Do you think they're? I'm a serious question.
I think they're cognizant of. Oh boy, I don't know if we want to give him 25 carries, in this game in hopes to continuing to have the Nick Chubb that we need.
I'll roll that ball and bowl straight.
That's what I was going to say.
Straight downhill as many times as we need to win a game.
That's what I was going to say. I think Joe Mixon had 30 carries against the Colts in Week 1 last year, where he went off. I don't think that they have that same thought process with Nick Chubb, right? Like there are times where Dameon Pierce would get 2 carries in a game. right? Where that was it. I don't know if.
Well, I don't think they would ever get there because I think they got a ton. I think they got a ton of confidence in Woody Marks.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I'm saying. I think Woody and Dameon Pierce behind him.
Like it wouldn't shock me, Ron. It wouldn't shock me one bit if after week 1 we were all clamoring for Woody Marks to get starts.
Starts?
Yes. I mean, like I think he's got that kind of upside, and I think they like him that much. Now we'll see in a real game what the hell he does, but it just like I think there's something there with him. Now I'm clearly in the Nick. Shock me one bit if Woody Marks was a guy that they're going to all of a sudden trust with like a lot more than I guess we're comfortable with. I'm gonna tell you, like I'm running Nick Chubb's legs off.
Really?
Absolutely.
I can't. I don't. Hell, you might do that early then. You might really hand this sucker off to him. Like I would imagine to me when they got Nick Chubb in, and their plan, we're gonna bring in Nick Chubb. We're gonna have that 1-2 punch with Joe Mixon. With Joe Mixon, my thought is, boy, if we get 8 to 10 carries a game for Nick Chubb, that feels good. For a guy who is coming off of the multiple knee injuries he's had, getting up in age, especially he's like what we've seen of him, Clint. He is running that sucker in between the tackles, hard running, and yes, I don't know. I don't know if that they're ready to.
Well, look, I don't know if that was the plan, but I'm saying it like
just saying right now.
I just don't know how you go into the if that is the case, I don't know how you weren't all in on Brian Robinson, who went from Washington to where'd he go? Where'd he end up?
He went to San Francisco.
San Francisco. I believe.
And if you feel like he's gonna miss 4 weeks, then maybe I feel like this is going to be a 4 weeks of hopefully just 4 with Joe Mixon, of 4 weeks of. Let's kind of running back for committee, and maybe it's 12 to 15 for Nick Chubb, and then Woody Marks and Dameon Pierce split the other 15 or so. I feel like that's the route they want to go.
Gosh, I hope not. I am ready. I'm ready for the Nick Chubb era, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for Nick. And look, I love Joe Mixon. Hell, I'm on record. I absolutely love Joe Mixon. But without Joe, man, I can get good and excited about Nick Chubb behind this offensive line. I hope that comes to fruition.
Text line 8 to 10 carries. Seriously, WTF? How do we pay that then? First off, Nick Chubb's not making a bunch of money. Last year, Dameon Pierce as the backup was getting 1 or 2 touches. That's a backup running back. A backup running back, especially a backup running back who is coming in to back up a guy who was one of the 3 Pro Bowlers in the AFC last year, right? Like that is, 8 to 10 carries. Yeah, to me is that. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna find out week 1 if Chubb can give me 20.
We'll see. Maybe.
How strong are you? 19, 20, and 21. We're gonna find out for week 1.
Maybe it is. Maybe they will. Because I do feel like they want to run the ball more. All right, we're gonna have to slip this way in here somewhere. But the Joe Mixon news is the big news of the day. Not a real shocker. We'll get you caught up on that. Look at the other backs on the depth chart, and as you said, Clinton, maybe there is a hunt to. What's Cam's name? Cam
Scatterboo?
No, the kid they had last
Akers.
Cam Akers. The hell's he doing? Is he somewhere available?
Our word on the street is that McVay and them like Pierce a lot.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they give him up. We'll see. But Cam Akers was getting him a good 6 to 8
Where's
carries.
Cam at now? Is he? No, he's back in Minnesota.
He
went back to Minnesota.
I know that's where they traded.
He went somewhere and got some run last year.
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, he caught some balls out of the backfield.
He was with the Saints, but they released him 3 hours ago.
So he's on the streets, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Hey, I bet.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at, boys.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised they don't run him in here.
Man,
Quick shot down I-10.
You better run Nick Chubb's legs off.
I know. Well,
hey, I'm gonna roll that bowling ball between them guards all day long and see if they can stop it.
That sounds like a tough recipe.